This is Racelets INDYCAR Podcast. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sydney.
Hey, what's up, everyone? And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Racelets INDYCAR Podcast. I'm Fred.
I'm Sydney.
And on today's show, we are going to recap the awesome event that was the Java House Grand Prix in Arlington a couple of weeks ago now. Yeah. And we're also going to preview this coming weekend's race in Barber. But first and foremost, it's time to pay our respects to a legend here at Long Beach. Mr. Jim Michaelian passed away just the other day at the age of 83. Jim had been involved with the Long Beach Grand Prix since basically its inception. And he was the serving CEO from 2001 up until this year. This year, I believe he was handing over the reins at the end of this 51st Long Beach Grand Prix. But let's just take a moment of silence real quick in memory of Jim Michaelian. He's touched so many lives in IndyCar. It was great, Sydney. You got to meet him and made him one of your bracelets last year, honoring the 50th Grand Prix of Long Beach. But let's just take a 10-minute or 10-second moment of silence here for Jim. Awesome. So on that note, welcome again to Racelets INDYCAR Podcast. It's Fred and Sydney here with you, and we've got a lot to talk about. We had a really exciting race at the Java House Grand Prix in Arlington. I wasn't really shocked by who won the race. I was quite shocked, though, at how dominant this team was over the whole entire course of the weekend. Like I mentioned before, we are also going to be discussing this coming weekend's race in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, the children's something. I always get it messed. What is it? It's
Alabama. I don't know.
Just make it simple. It's the Children of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at Barber Motorsports Park. Here we go. Okay, take two. No, just kidding. Gonna be a huge race. That is always one of the most exciting races of the season. But Sid, let's go back. And first of all, let everybody know where they can find Racelets INDYCAR Podcast.
Yeah, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah, down below here are all of our handles as well. I am on X at Racelets INDYCAR Podcast, also at FreddyB_sports, and then all of our other channels are right there as well. But yes, rest in peace, Jim Michaelian. You were a legend in Long Beach and for the sport of racing and everything that you brought to Long Beach over the course of the last half century. We thank you so much for everything you have done, and all prayers and good wishes and everything go out to you and your family at this time. But let's move on, Sydney. We had the Java House Grand Prix in Arlington. Let's take it back to the beginning of the week.
I had no idea what to expect.
You didn't. Nobody really did. It was the first time anybody had ever driven on this course. There had been some sim sessions for some of the drivers to get prepared for this, but a brand new track, a lot of money put into this. With Penske Entertainment, with Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys as well, the Texas Rangers also being a huge part of this. It was. We weren't there, unfortunately, but on TV, this looked like a spectacle. And some of the IndyCar drivers even
it's the best one yet.
Said this is the new precedent for where IndyCar needs to go. It was almost like an F1 kind of feel to it.
It looked very fancy.
I thought just the painting of the track was really cool as well. Very bumpy. It reminded a lot of guys of Nashville and how bumpy that track was when they raced there a few years ago. But really good weekend overall. Practice sessions were great. Kyle Kirkwood, who is so good on street courses, was just fantastic in both practice sessions. but really had a big slip up when it came to qualifying. He probably had the fastest car.
He had the fastest car all weekend
out there,
for sure. Yeah,
but he was not the Andretti who came away with pole. Who was it, sis?
Marcus Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson, his first career IndyCar pole. And congrats to Marcus. He's having a really great start to this season. And another fantastic race by another Andretti member in Will Power this weekend, coming off, what could have been a really good weekend in Phoenix. They're building on something right now. I'm telling you.
The team is strong right now.
I'm telling you right now. Penske is back.
They're
on all, firing on all cylinders right now. All three of their drivers are like in the top 6 in the standings. Andretti is really battling right now. But let's go back to qualifying. And what were your impressions, Sid? But once you got into the Fast 6, the way the format was with a single car going one lap.
I was really surprised because I've never seen qualifying like this. And I think it was hard for most drivers because it was one lap. So
now, who do you think it benefited most? Obviously,
the first person to go,
because they had the hottest tires. Is that what it was, or the hottest brakes?
Yeah, you're coming right off of the Fast 12, so you're right.
So Marcus Ericsson finished 6th of the top 6, and he was first to go in qualifying, and he ended up capturing pole. And it was Alex Palou, who was the last one to go, and just didn't have a chance to get up to speed to where Marcus was. Marcus ended finishing the race in 4th place, a great finish. All three of the Andrettis in the top 4.
Yeah.
But it was Kyle Kirkwood who was the winner this weekend. And man, I'm telling you, Kyle Kirkwood is so back. He is a street course king. He is a technician out there. And from what we've seen through the first 3 races of this season already, we've had 3 different winners from 3 different teams. And we're in for a treat.
Yeah, we are.
It's not going to be an Alex Palou runaway like it was last year.
Yeah, it's already so
There's
different.
a lot more players involved. And we haven't even scratched the surface with what the guys at Aero have done. Pato Award yet to get a podium, although he's sitting 3rd in the standings. So really good for Aero. But yeah, I just wanted to go back and talk a little bit about Andretti. A fantastic weekend altogether. Kyle Kirkwood had the fastest car, had a slip up in qualifying on his final run. He didn't think he had one more lap in it, I believe, or something like that to that nature.
Yeah,
and he didn't put down a fast lap.
Push, yeah.
And he ended up finishing and starting in 7th for this race. He does go on to win. Here are the results of the race right down here below. Kirkwood, Palou, Power, Ericsson, Award, David Malukas, Christian Lundgaard, Scott Dixon, Alexander Rossi, and Marcus Armstrong.
That's a solid top 10 right
We're starting to see the same 10 guys every weekend, it seems like, right now to start this season. And now we're going to be going into Barber, which is an open road course. We haven't had any road courses yet. That's going to be a fantastic race. It always is. There's always multiple winners. There's been many multiple winners at Barber, and we'll talk about that once we switch gears into that. But yeah, a great weekend overall. Alex Palou doesn't win, but he does come in second place. He's currently second in the standings. And any other takeaways you really had from this race, Sydney? I know you didn't really get to catch the whole thing live in full. It was your birthday party weekend. You had some friends over, so you didn't have a chance to watch the entire race. I did. I was thoroughly impressed by it. But what we're seeing out of Kyle Kirkwood and his ability to win on the streets is great.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of saw it coming too, because he does dominate on these street courses.
We've seen with Andretti now, very good in short ovals. They've mastered short ovals. They've obviously mastered street courses. They just need to knock down the road. Will Power has been very good there in the past as well. So we may see something else special this coming weekend. Anything else, Sid, regarding this weekend's race or the past race in Arlington that maybe rubbed you the wrong way, or that you weren't a fan of?
No, but I think I was the most surprised that there was not really any cautions or crashes with this track.
Especially with some of the guys that had made contact with the wall in
Yeah.
practice and qualifying. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joseph Newgarden had to have his Frankenstein car out there.
Oh my god.
Part of the PPG Apex Chevy that he drove.
They should just make that a staple, and they should just race that car.
Just make it look like it's like all like
just random,
duct taped and stapled together, and just
cool.
that would be pretty cool if they did that. But yeah, Penske, another great weekend for them. Yeah. David Malukas, another solid performance. He finishes 6th.
Yeah.
Scott McLaughlin, not the best qualifying for him, right?
No.
What happened?
What even happened? Didn't he like hit the wall or something?
Yeah,
right?
I think he made contact, and he started 25th in this race.
Yeah.
Picked up the the award for the biggest mover. Starting 25th, finished 11, moved up 14 spots. And I had him on my fantasy team this week because of that factor. I knew he was fast. I knew he was going to be good. He said this was the most entertaining track that he had really been on. A lot of the drivers had said the same thing as well. And if you're a fantasy person, you want to get those guys that are going to get, laps or passes made and stuff like that. He didn't finish the highest of the Penske's, but did make a lot of moves. Got me a lot of points. I was pretty happy about that.
That's good.
Right now, this is the current standing situation. Like I mentioned, we've got let's see here. What do we got? Let's put it on the screen for everybody. Kyle Kirkwood leading in the standings, followed by Alex Palou.
Only 26 points behind.
Only 26 behind, yeah. Pato Award, like we mentioned, he's currently third, but he is yet to podium.
Yeah, like 2 fifths and a
2
fourth.
fifths and a fourth. Joseph Newgarden, Scott McLaughlin, and David Malukas, 4, 5, and 6 right now in the standings. This is really good. This is exactly what Penske needed after the horrendous
after that last season
last year.
Needed
where they didn't even start getting their wins towards the very few races to end the season, but really good start for Penske right there. Christian Lundgaard in 7th, Marcus Ericsson 8th, Marcus Armstrong 9th, and Alexander Rossi 10th. The only name that's really surprising not in the top 10, I think, would be like Scott Dixon. He'll be in there. He's done well at Barber in the past, so he can have a good weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Sid, you mentioned like no cautions really or anything like that, but there was a couple towards the end, and there was a late restart in this race due to Christian Rasmussen bringing out a yellow flag.
Yeah.
I think it was like an 8-lap shootout.
Yeah.
Kyle just blew past Alex. He stayed and maintained his lead over Palou. And then with 2 laps remaining, we get another caution. Explain to us what happened on this one.
I don't even know. Apparently, Siegel and Grosjean made contact. And Siegel said that someone hit him from behind. He doesn't know who. No one knows who. So
I never saw a replay. I never saw an onboard. I never saw anything that suggested that Siegel was touched by anybody. Now, this is getting to the point where this is a regular occurrence for the number 6
every race thing.
Aero car. And I've been talking to other people and fans as well. Like, when does the number 6 seat become available? Will Nolan Siegel finish the season? Let us know. Comment on this video and let us know if you think Nolan Siegel will finish out this season in that number 6 car at Aero, or can somebody else fill in?
I think after the 500.
You think they get to the 500? I mean, Siegel's been bad at the 500 as well. He's wrecked the car there. I think after Long Beach, they need to make a decision.
I think right now.
Well, let's see how this weekend plays out. There's a guy in the booth help calling the IndyNXT races, and Ryan Hunter-Reay. He's already going to be driving one of the McLaren cars at the Indy 500. He could
just give him
come in and finish. He's going to be consistent at least. He's not going to wreck the car every week.
He's going to try and finish a race at least.
So that was a suggestion that I brought up. Maybe we see Ryan Hunter-Reay come in.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have seen Teo Porcher be the guy driving that car.
He needs to come back.
But there's also another young guy in the back that is just salivating at the opportunity. And who's that?
Linus Lundqvist.
Linus freaking Lundqvist, right? Who doesn't like Linus Lundqvist? He's got a huge fan following.
So good.
And he's so talented. Rookie of the year.
In 24.
In 24. Then he doesn't even have a seat.
Next year. And
somebody's got to get that guy in a seat. So
I think Hunter-Reay could finish the season for Arrow, and then they sign Linus next year. Because what was the race when he was the backup?
He was on hand to back up. It may have been
it was Siegel because he
Siegel. Yeah, it was 100%. It was the Indy 500.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
No, it wasn't the Indy 500.
Well,
it was after his concussion or something.
Anyways,
and he was there. Toronto. No,
I could get off this rant and move on. I can go on for quite a while as well. I've always kind of felt this way. No disrespect to Nolan Siegel. He's a good kid. You're starting to see him, though, in his interviews, in his press conferences, get ticked off. His answers are short. I think he's frustrated, obviously.
Well, yeah.
A lot of money invested into that seat. And Zach Brown, at some point, has got to say, and Tony Kanaan, both of those guys have got to come together and say, hey, this shit just ain't working. It hasn't worked over the last 2+ years. We need to fix it right away because there's still 15 races left in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And if you DNF in 10 of them, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't get it. This is just a fan. I'm not a mechanic. I don't work for a team or anything like that. This is just a fan perspective. I'd rather see somebody else in there driving that car. Yeah. So, again, if you have comments, let us know. If you feel the same way we do, let us know. If you say, you know what, just shut the F up, you don't know what you're talking about, let us know. That's what makes this show better, is the interaction with everybody else. So please, I will now step down and stop talking about this at the current moment. But yeah, that was just my philosophy on the whole thing. A tremendous weekend. IndyCar, attendance numbers grew as well for television. The event, the venue was sold out. You heard from the drivers that the grandstands were filled. It just had this vibe. And from everybody who had been there, said the same thing. It was fantastic. However, Sunday, the weather started getting bad. The winds picked up. They canceled the concert after the race. And a lot of
they pushed forward
people
the race.
Were actually stuck there in Dallas-Fort Worth Airport and the surrounding areas because of the weather being bad. So, yeah, that was just a crappy ending to a great weekend that they had there in Texas. Next year is going to be outstanding. I see attendance numbers
so high,
soaring as well. I think 1.36 increase.
Oh my!
In 1.36 million viewer increase.
Oh my gosh!
As well on Fox, they're doing tremendous. They had a great turnout and fan viewership for Phoenix, and then they just build upon this last week in Arlington. Now, coming forward in Alabama, Barber, you've got the start of the Major League Baseball season. You also have the Elite Eight matchups. The final 2 games to decide who goes to the Final Four will also be on Sunday as well. So let's just hope Fox really nails it this weekend and continues to ride this wave of momentum that the sport is carrying right now. And then in 2 weeks' time from this weekend, we'll be down in Long Beach for the greatest, race, in my opinion.
So good.
I am super excited. I just hope these hot temps that we've currently been dealing with here in
100 degrees
Southern California,
cool down.
start cooling down. Real quick, we're talking about Barber. These are the last 10 winners at Barber Motorsports. Alex Palou winning last year, in the dominant fashion that he did. Scott McLaughlin was a back-to-back winner in 23-24. We've seen Pato O'Ward win. We've seen Alex Palou win. And I was just watching on YouTube right before we came on here. IndyCar on YouTube is just running 24/7 marathon of Barber races. They do this every week for the upcoming races, and it's just fantastic. But right here, this little guy, just watch this one. The 2021 Grand Prix of Alabama. Right here, Alex Palou. This is his diecast, his first win ever. And it's been, downhill since then, right?
Yeah.
For everybody else.
Yeah.
He's just continued his dominance. No race in 2020 with COVID. Takuma Sato. Joseph Newgarden's won there before as well. Penske cars are good there.
Penske cars are good there.
Scott Dixon is good there as well. Never really gets the final result, but Barber's going to be a really fun race.
It is.
A couple of years ago, we had the whole incident with Georgina, right?
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that awesome?
That was like the funniest thing that's happened in the race, I think.
It was super funny. But it's big. You want to qualify up front, obviously, when it comes to Barber. Tire wear, the tire dag, fuel mileage consumption and conservation is going to be huge as well. Pit strategy, all that stuff is huge when it comes to racing here at Barber. It's like racing, they said it's like racing on a golf course. It's often called the Augusta of motorsports because it's so visually stunning. We've got all the pieces of art and sculptures, the giant spider. They've got the Barber, Motorsport Museum as well. And then, that's someplace I would really like to go.
That's I need to.
It is in Alabama. That's going to be a trek, but really exciting and fun place. I think that would be, in Barber. Like, where do you sit? I think you have to have the experience of like camping out and doing the whole thing, right? Coming in as part of the media, I mean, you're kind of just limited to where you're at, I guess. I mean, you really want to kind of adventure. It would be on the days leading up, practice, qualifying days, stuff like that, just to see it. It's such a big,
it's huge
place.
Yeah.
This is the track right here. 17 turns on this track. And we're going to see a lot of passing opportunities. It's a 2.3 mile, 17 turn road course. And there's very little room for error. If you get off into the grass, that really, could ruin and end your day. There's no runoffs, really. So that means, one, slip up could ruin your entire weekend. Yeah. It's all about rhythm at Barber. Drivers need to string together smooth flowing laps. We had, we were in this race last year in that streak of no yellows, right?
No, oh yes.
Did Barber go no yellows? Or did it end in Barber? I do not remember. So if you remember, there was that stretch. It was like
started in third.
It started the end of St. Pete after the green flag.
And then what did it?
I don't remember. But look for overtaking zones in turns 5 and turn 8. Those are probably two of the best passing opportunities. Mistakes are going to be costly, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
And, who takes the gamble? Who undercuts? Who stays out a little bit longer? This is always big for Alex and Scott Dixon. Those Ganassi guys are always, their strategies are just so well thought of, and they execute everything. They execute the pits. They execute all the strategies. It really comes into play. There's going to be a lot going into this race, and I'm just looking forward to another fun weekend of racing down in Alabama. I'll give my prediction, and I am going to say,
what if we're thinking the same person?
Are we thinking the same
I don't
person?
know.
I'm thinking Alex Palou is going to win
I'm
this
not
race.
thinking that
Who are you
person.
thinking?
I'm thinking Scott McLaughlin.
Okay.
Is going to win.
Yes, that was another option. Scott McLaughlin, I mean, he's due for a win.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is
He didn't have one
over
last year.
due for a win. No win last year. He's sitting, where he is right now in the current standings. And yeah, Scotty, this would be huge for him. That would boost him up probably into the top 2 or 3, possibly, if he could pick up a win. What?
Did Alex get pole last year?
Did Alex get pole last year?
Oh,
that is a.
Scott has gotten pole before. I
Let
don't
me-
know if it's the race.
You know what?
he's won.
Let That's a good question. Let me pull that up here real quick and see exactly. Remember, this race last year came after Long Beach, and this year
Wasn't
it's
it
going to be
raining?
before Long Beach.
During qualifying or something? Okay, yeah, he did start.
Yeah,
first.
Alex
And
started
then
from
go
pole,
to
led
2024.
81 laps. Scott McLaughlin has been there as well, sis. You're absolutely right. He has won pole there as well. You know what? Who I missed racing here was Colton Herta.
Yes.
I loved
He
watching
was
Colton
good.
here
Oh.
at this race. Let's see here.
miss
So
watching
last in
Colton race in
2024, something happened. Can't pull it up, but anyways.
Okay, if he got pole, then I guess you have to get pole. Well, you don't have to, but
Well, I just mentioned
most of-
qualifying
yeah.
is so important. Qualifying, nailing your pits, and
yeah.
strategy are really going to be what propels you to win this race. Have you heard whether or not IndyCar is doing the same qualifying format for this? They're not, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's normal fast six for everyone.
I would expect that
mean,
as
I
well,
don't-
especially
yeah.
this is an open road course where they can have all the cars on track. I did like that idea of the individual
Keeping it
timings.
like that?
I
Do you
would.
think it'd only be for streets? Or
Well, they do it. They obviously have time lapse for the road courses individual. I mean, for ovals.
well, yeah,
For streets, but
because
I think there has to be a fair advantage where if you finish in the top 6, that you have to start with everybody gets a fresh set of tires.
yeah, because then
to make it even,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that way, I mean, you could be, the first one to go out, you could be the last one to go out. That was like
opportunity.
20 minutes from the time Marcus Ericsson went to the time Alex went.
Yeah.
The
weather was probably
and then the weather
different.
and all those elements and stuff like that all change
Actually, I don't know if I like it
as well. You don't like it?
No.
We'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be good. But yeah, qualifying is so important at Barber.
It is.
And another early race here for us. It's going to be a Sunday morning. Yeah, 10 for us. These are all like noon races everywhere else.
I know.
Noon or 1
like
o'clock.
1
And then but I mean, I do put on a pretty good breakfast spread, don't I? I don't know if you saw what I did for the last race. We did pulled out the Blackstone, did a full on, ginormous breakfast burrito, smorgasbord of stuff like that. I do like to go all out. And get the family together on race mornings, on events that we don't have the opportunity to attend in person.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the IndyCar Barber preview right now. We'll break everything down next week after that race takes place. But IndyNXT was back in Arlington, their second race of the season, and it was the young Max Taylor winning.
Yeah.
Fantastic race for Max. Pretty much just dominated the whole thing. What a crazy start it was to that race, where the guy, I don't remember who it was, came out way ahead of everybody else on the green.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. And then,
oh gosh, that was such a interesting start. I think it was Jack Beaton. It was Jack Beaton who came out and he ended up having to go back, but it took a while. A couple of the guys got caught up to start the race, but Max Taylor basically dominated. He's leading in the standings as well. really fun race for the guys. It was timed. It was short. They didn't have a lot of laps because of the early cautions and because the race had to be moved up because of weather and everything like that. It became a timed race. And then once you threw in all the yellows, it was really just like a 15 lap shootout.
Yeah. Especially how long it was too. Like,
right. So, Max wins. Enzo Fittipaldi finishes second. Kucharczyk third.
Rookie,
I like that kid a lot. He is going to be very good. I've been talking to guys that I work with that are getting into IndyCar now because of me and everything like that. And I'm saying, hey, watch out for these guys. Watch and tune into these IndyNXT races because the future is right there. Correa fourth, Lockie Hughes fifth, Nikita Johnson sixth, Seb Murray seventh, Ninini eighth, Miles Rowe 10th, and Jordan Missig, who just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday, Jordan.
Happy birthday.
You'll be on the show here in another month or so as well. You finished in 10th. So that's great.
That's really good
finish for everybody there in that race. We'll see, what happens with the next one for the guys with IndyNXT. But it's going to be.
Oh, they have two races.
They have a double header this weekend.
Okay,
Dennis Hauger swept the double header last year, winning both races.
To see how he does.
Dennis will be. I think he'll translate very well this weekend. I think he'll finish another top 12 to top 15 for Dennis. He's been there. He won both races last year. Maybe we'll get two different IndyNXT winners this weekend. So that's going to be really exciting. Just real fast, the current standings in IndyNXT. Max Taylor leading. Yeah. He's in first.
Andretti dominated the whole weekend.
Andretti really has dominated. Nikita Johnson sitting in second. And 3.3 on here is Kucharczyk. I don't know who typed that in. That was me at 4.4. Lockie Hughes. Man, I really did a bad job of editing all this stuff beforehand. Seb Murray 5th, Fittipaldi 6th, Correa, Rowe, DeTulio, and Jordan Missig in 10th. He's currently sitting in 10th after two races so far this season. So a lot of exciting stuff going on with everybody. And Next Racing is really kind of taking it up a notch, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Andretti,
we're watching him more.
Doing fantastic.
Yeah, Andretti is dominating right now. Past 2 years.
Last year they had a tremendous season as well. Like we mentioned, Barber doubleheader for next. Who's your prediction to win?
I don't even know.
Race 1 and race 2.
Say yours and then let me think.
Okay. He's going to think about it. I am going to say Lockie Hughes wins one of the two races, and Max Taylor wins the other one. I don't know which one.
I was going to say Lockie.
Those are my two choices. Look at that guy in the background right there. Colton.
Come back.
We're going to be talking about Colton in just a second, actually, as the IndyCar and the Indy 500 grid is starting to fill up.
Filling up.
We've got the 25 guys from this field. It doesn't look like Prema's going to be part of it, are they?
I don't think they're coming back for this season at all.
No. I just don't know what's going on with all of that. But we have had announcements over the last week. We already knew Ryan Hunter-Reay is going to be driving with Arrow.
Yep.
Takuma Sato is going to be back again for another season.
Arlo?
Right? I believe so.
I think so.
Jack Harvey will be participating again.
Yep.
So that's 28 drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Carpenter again will be racing. That's 29. There were talks about Colton Herta possible.
Come back, Colton.
And now I'm hearing just today that there's going to be a Canadian F2 race in which Colton may not be able to participate in the 500.
The 500.
That is still up for grabs.
What if he crashes purposely in F2, and then comes and races the 500
and wins the 500.
Yeah. Hypothetically,
I would love to see Colton back out here.
Oh my god, I need Colton.
We do need Colton. And then there's talks of Catherine Legge, wanting to
come back.
Take another stab
Carla?
At this. I don't know who she would be racing with, but yeah, we're still quite a few cars short.
Yeah.
On the field of entrance.
Can you beat cars short? I don't think so.
Well, what happens to bump day? Do you not have? 34 cars last year.
Okay, so say you have 30. Say you have 30.
I forgot. I'm going to say something here in a second.
Okay, yeah, go.
33 cars is the field.
Yeah, so if you have 33, you bump one. You have 32. It's still an even number.
But 33 is the field. There's 11 rows, 3 cars per row.
Bro.
That's why they've had 34 or 35 entries sometimes. We know, Marco Andretti isn't going to be back, but a funny name. You know what? I heard a name thrown out. I don't know if it was legitimate. I don't know if it was a spoof, but there was a post that said Jacob Abel.
Oh my gosh, I saw that.
You see that?
Yes.
Jacob Abel possibly wanting to return to the 500. How well did Jacob do last year?
He would want to return.
How did he do last year?
Not good.
34th?
Yes.
He didn't even qualify last year. Now he wants to be back and doing this again. So I don't know if they're just looking for butts to fill.
Honestly, I think that's what it is.
Oh shit! I all forgot. Helio also announced he's going to be back. He's going to be, trying to win another one as well. So yes, so cool. Helio with Meyer-Shank Racing. I almost forgot about that. I love watching him. And it's not these guys are just like schlubs that are getting in there. They have legitimate chances to win every year. Sato had a legitimate chance. He led laps last year as well. Oops, sorry. Scared the dog there. But yeah, the 500 needs to get to the point where we have enough drivers where we can have bump day. That makes everything so exciting is, the pressures of qualifying and everything like that. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about Java House, Sid.
Yes. Don't forget, use my code SydneyBohm10 and get 10% off of your next Java House order. So that's
Sydney. I'm going to do it. SydneyBohm10. Yep. Go to javahouse.com. Place your order. Great coffees. Great teas. Sports drinks. Energy drinks. I was going to be drinking one here on the show today, and I didn't have a chance to make it. I was going for that the Arctic, the blue one. Oh yeah. Because it's so hot and I feel dehydrated. I just needed some electrolytes in me. I'm gonna go and make one right after this. But yeah, that basically, kind of wraps up this week's show. Yeah. We covered basically everything that has happened over the last week. It kind of sucks waking up this weekend and there was no racing to watch. Yeah. However, we'll be back this weekend.
Yeah, and then it's like 2 weekends till Long Beach, and then it's 2 weekends, and then it's May.
Yeah. Before you know it, we're going to be in the month of May, what? And that's when things really start heating up. Any other predictions you want to, or anything you want to, throw out there for this weekend at all, sis?
Not that I can think of. At the moment, no.
Not that you could think of at the moment. Okay, well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for Sid and I. Again, full weekend of racing. We've got practice, qualifying Saturday, and the race Sunday for IndyCar. Indy next with a doubleheader race on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, really exciting for that. And we'll go from there, you guys. Thank you all for listening or watching and tuning in. Again, chat with us, comment on our social medias. We love to hear the interactions. There's so many great people in this sport, and fans and, teammates and members of the community are so close. Let's keep this thing going, guys. Thank you so much. And we're going to sign off. Yeah.